we did a video on criticism versus feedback, and natural sequel to that will be complaining, because complaining, criticism, they kind of come from the same world. So we're going to call this Stop Whining, Roll Up Your Sleeves, and Do Something. Some of us bring whining baggage to the Krishna consciousness movement. That's who we are. We're whiners and complainers. And we think, well, I'll just chant Hare Krishna. And we do that. And sometimes we become empowered to whine and complain even more, because now that we're chanting Hare Krishna, we have more things to complain about. Why is he not a pure devotee? And why is this devotee doing that? And why is this leader doing this? So complaining, like criticism, is a tamasic activity. Now, the problem with complaining, because it's tamasic, it doesn't get you anywhere. In fact, it's one of the best ways to discourage yourself. Just keep complaining. If you want to make an experiment, if you don't believe me, just complain all day. By the end of the day, you won't want to do anything except maybe kill yourself. You'll be so discouraged. You'll just think everything's bad, everything's wrong, nothing's right, nobody loves me. And you will find, if you're looking for it, you'll find 108 things to complain about every hour, if that's what you're looking for. But the problem is, to be successful at anything, whether it's Krishna consciousness or anything, complaining, whining, it's immature. It doesn't help you. And the strength of a devotee is that in spite of whatever is going on, that devotee continues to do their duty. This is the right thing. I will do it no matter what. Maybe he's complaining inside, it's too hot, it's too cold. I wish this devotee were this way, that way. But it just passes. It's not something that he focuses his attention on. And this is very important, because if you have that nature, then it's very easy to focus your attention on it. And just because you feel like complaining, and just because those thoughts of complaining are in your mind, does not mean that you have to complain, does not mean that you have to focus on them. Focusing on the negative is one of the worst things we can do. It's the most discouraging thing. And oftentimes we've talked about the fact that Prabhupada had many things to complain about, but he didn't. I mean, look what was going on in the movement. There were so many problems. We think, oh, back in the day with Prabhupada, everything was fine. Yeah, in some areas it was more than fine, but in other areas it was less than fine, way less than fine. And so Prabhupada had to deal with all these things, but we never heard Prabhupada give a Bhagavatam class complaining, writing letters complaining about all the devotees. I mean, there were so many things he asked us to do we didn't do. Prabhupada had projects he couldn't get money for because we weren't giving him money. But he wasn't complaining. It was just going on. So if you're a complainer, if you're a whiner, just try to understand, why are you doing this? Where is this coming from? It's not coming from a sattvic, strong, determined position. It's coming from a very, very weak place. And really, you really need to recognize it, or we really need to recognize it. We really need to recognize that it's a weakness. And then everything we say becomes more intensified. So if something is bothering me and I say, it's so cold out here, it doesn't make it warmer. It just makes the freezing cold feel colder. You ever done that? It's so cold, I can't take it. It's so hot. It's so hot and sweaty out here. And everyone around you is getting annoyed because you're making them feel hot by verbalizing it. What to speak of yourself. So what we verbalize has power. It affects us. So instead of verbalizing what bothers you, verbalize your determination, what you want to do. You'll be much better off. It's a much better position. We were speaking yesterday about, or the other day, about the nature of the mind, how the mind works against us. It makes its own rules. And this is another way the mind works against us. Things bother us, then they go to the next level. We complain about them, we verbalize this complaint, we tell other people about it. It just gets worse as we complain. We become more discouraged. The mind, the enemy, works against us again. Sometimes we complain so much, we complain ourselves right out of ISKCON. ISKCON this, ISKCON that, leader this, leader that. Who wants to be in a movement if everything is bad? But in ISKCON, everything is not bad. But if we're focused on what's bad, who wants to be in an organization where it seems like everything is bad? You don't see the good anymore. Well, leaders are bad. The temple presidents are bad. Temples are bad. This is bad. He's bad. She's bad. Yeah, who wants to be part of that? You talk yourself right out of sadhu sangha. We do it. It's insane, but we do it. Don't be crazy. Don't do that. Hare Krishna.